All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's live stream, sometimes I do different things with live streams. I did 3 live streams today, one about what it's like living in the Philippines, really, no bakakon, no lie. Second one about the cost of building permits in the Philippines. In each one of those videos and in every video, I am now posting in the comments section 25 of my favorite videos. Some of them they're all comedy. Well, some of them are comedy. Some of them are age-restricted comedy. They don't break any of YouTube's guidelines, but I don't really want children watching them. There's some cursing and some discussing politics and how they're screwing you and everybody else in the world with food prices. And in fact, one is called Ritz Crackers. I won't get involved with the rest of the title, but if you go to my homepage and you put the word Ritz, R-I-T-Z, you're only going to come to one video. It's my Ritz Crackers video. It went viral. It went 6,000 views this month, 1,500 views last month. I don't know why. Just went viral for a while and then kind of died down, but it's a really cool video. So today we're going to be discussing prices in the Philippines. So I set up the live chat to be working. So when some people so if you have a question about a particular product and you come on to this live stream, I will mention that several times. So some of the things that we're used to buying in America, let me give you the prices. I'll give you the pricing for some of the things. A bottle of Hellmann's mayonnaise. Okay, this is the equivalent of mayonnaise here in the Philippines. This is basically about 12 different types of chemicals mixed in with, I don't know, I guess oil, some kind of oil. It might even be used motor oil. Tastes good though. Got a lot of flavor. It's certainly not what it appears to be. What it says it's Eden mayonnaise, the only mayonnaise with creamy cheese taste. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. All right, I'll float that across your screen. The Eden's mayo, and I'll give you the price of this. The only mayo with creamy cheese, and then they put the last word in a different size font, taste. Okay, they're screwing us. There's no creamy cheese in Eden's mayonnaise. There never was and there never will be. So I will give you the price of Hellmann's mayonnaise. Now, 10 years ago, when I lived in Key Largo, Hellmann's mayonnaise, standard price, $1.39. Then it went up to a standard price of $1.69. And then one day it went to $3.69. $3. So it went up from $1.69 to $3.69. It's $2. It went up 125% in one day. One day. I don't know what the reasoning was. If I did, I don't remember. Maybe in another video. Then it went from $3.69 to $4.99, and it never changed, never fluctuated up or down. But it was $5 for the last 3 years I was in Key Largo. So it went from $1.69 to $4.99. That it went up 200% in 5 years. That's ridiculous. Then it didn't change price. It went from 32 ounces to then they didn't fill up the jar, and then there was 31 ounces, 30 ounces. Then they changed the size of the jar and put 27.5 ounces in. And now in the Philippines, they sell you a 27-ounce jar. The price of a 27-ounce jar of standard mayonnaise is $8 in the Philippines. For mayonnaise, Hellmann's mayonnaise. This jar is 670 pesos. and it weighs, or it has in ounces, it has, hello, Scott. This jar is 670 pesos, and in ounces, it's 3.5 liters. So a liter is just 30 ounces, so it's 90 and 15. It's about 115 ounces for $12. So it's 10 cents per ounce. 32 ounces of Hellmann's mayonnaise was about 15 cents per ounce. But the difference is Hellmann's mayonnaise was real. This is 12 different types of garbage mixed in with something that looks like oil, and it tastes like cheese, but it's not real mayonnaise. So this is what you get in the Philippines, unless you want to pay $8 for 27 ounces of Hellmann's mayonnaise. Here it's 400 pesos for a bottle. $8. It's a little more than $8. So at that rate, you're paying 30 cents an ounce for Hellmann's mayonnaise. But I got to tell you, it's not Hellmann's mayonnaise. It's some kind of garbage that they put together that looks like Hellmann's mayonnaise. So in other words, in the Philippines, the bottle that says Hellmann's mayonnaise on, that's in the imported section of the, there's a section in each big supermarket, there's a section in each big supermarket that has imported foods in it. It's the imported food section. It says Hellmann's mayonnaise. It's a glass jar still, but it doesn't taste like Hellmann's mayonnaise anymore. May very well be most of the ingredients are the same, but it doesn't taste the same. There was that taste from the first spoonful that you got out of the jar. Now that's gone. It's all consistent. It's all consistent crap. So, Mr. Tux, yeah, Mr. Tux, if you can hear me, the problem is not with my microphone. It's not with my data. YouTube is changing the algorithms. Thank you. YouTube is changing the algorithms, and everything on YouTube is wrong. I'll play back a video that someone made a comment on, and I will see a Western movie, like a real Western movie, playing while you can hear my voice talking. I should have made a video about that, but it's just, I didn't, okay? I should have, but I didn't. It was pretty funny listening to me talk, but, I could have two different screens open and you'd never know the difference, but that was really interesting. And also, it took 26 hours after I notified YouTube to shut down my first live stream from yesterday. Even I disconnected the computer. Even I reset the modem. Even I shut off the computer and unplugged it and disconnected the modem for a half an hour and then came back on. Even I did all of that. My live stream that I started 10 o'clock yesterday morning was still playing. I couldn't shut it off. I sent them a note, and they finally got it shut off about the same time that my stream ended before. So what I'm thinking is they reset the system, or at least my connection to the YouTube system. Thank you very much, YouTube. Man, that was causing problems. So the problems are with YouTube's algorithms changes and the way they're presenting movies, and the sidebar information seems to be gone that I'm watching. The sidebar information, the screen is wider at the top, and then the sidebar information is underneath the video, and then the comments are below that, in case you do notice it. Good morning, Gordy Bobs. And Daisy just went outside. I'll tell her that you said hello when she comes back in. Thanks for saying hello. So we're talking about food prices in the Philippines. Now, another product. Now, I was drinking rum. Now, I'm going to tell you about the price of rum when I got here. I think it was 60 pesos per bottle for a full liter. Now it's 110 pesos. So it almost doubled. Now, the price of this bottle of tequila was 132 pesos 5 years ago, and now it's 200 pesos. So it went up 50%, as did the rum. So liquor prices went up 50%. So a bottle of this, which is 700 liters for a bottle of tequila, El Hombre, is now 200 pesos or $4. It was $2.50 when I got here. And a bottle of rum was, depending on where you bought it, 60 pesos, and now it's 110. Let me give you some price disparities now. Some of the things are really expensive. Like Dennis Adam told me to buy this product called coconut oil. Now, I don't know that this is the product that Dennis wanted me to buy, but this says coconut oil. What I will tell you is that this is a ridiculous amount of money for a product that's made in the Philippines, and for this size bottle. I can show you the price. $187 pesos. 185 pesos for, this is ridiculous. This is highway robbery. The stuff comes out of coconuts. They grow coconuts here. It's 330 liters, whatever that is. So it's not much. It's 300. I would say it's less than a pint. And for $4 for the coconut oil. So Dennis, we did buy the coconut oil. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it was Daisy cooked pork with it yesterday. Was the flavor was much better, but it's pricey, and a Filipino could never afford. Scott got a headache looking from. We all have our tequila stories. Maybe I'll tell a tequila story. I will. Okay, so the king of 99th Street in the beach where I lived, there was a street called 99th Street. There was a king of 95th Street, and there was a king of 99th Street. They were friends, and they were 6 years older than myself, and we all knew each other. So the king of 99th Street is over at my house, and it's the Saturday night before Easter Sunday in the year, I can only think it was 1988 or 1989 or 1990. The 80s were a blur, but it was one of those years. Because I moved out of the apartment in 91. I was in the apartment for 13 years. So what we wanted to do was to have a few drinks, and we didn't have alcohol. So I had a key to the boat club that I was a member of, and we decided I had a key, and I also had a key to the liquor room. They had a liquor lockup. It was a bar at the boat club, and normally there'd be a bartender on duty. You could just go in and buy liquor at a discount, much more discounted than the store. Somehow they got the liquor at a discount. So a bottle of tequila was $10 for a quart, not a liter. So the king of 99th Street decides that he doesn't want to drink beer. He wants to drink tequila. So I says, okay. So we run over to the boat club. In the meantime, we didn't have any lemons. So we were stopped off at Waldbaum's. And there must have been 55,000 people in Waldbaum's. It was Christmas. It was Easter Sunday, Saturday. So the king starts off with 6 lemons in the pocket. And he goes, come on, I got them. I'm going, Jesus Christ, you know, it's only a freaking $5 for lemons. What are you stealing? He goes, I'm not going to wait on that line. I want a drink. So I says, okay. All right. So we go home and it's 8 o'clock. And I had a 3-foot, a real 3-foot Mexican hat. This is to digress back to Scott's comment, having a headache from the tequila. So I had a 3-foot real Mexican hat. It was worth $300. This hat it was $300 to buy. I didn't buy it. I got it at one of my clients' houses, but he gave it to me for free. It just took up too much room. It was 3 feet in diameter and 11 inches high. It was a real Mexican extravaganza. I wish I had a picture of it. I'd show it to you. So anyway, we get back to the house. It's about 8 o'clock, and so we put 3 shot glasses on the counter, 3 shot glasses on the counter, and we said we're going to drink the bottle. We're not going to drink one shot. We're going to do shots until the bottle is gone. So we had gone to the boat club. I bought 1 bottle of tequila. And that, because that three men, 1 bottle of tequila, it's okay. 3 men, 2 bottles of tequila, not so much okay. So it's 8 o'clock. And we drink the entire bottle. It might have been a 3/4 of an inch at the bottom of the bottle because we got sidetracked. We did these shots consecutively with 1-minute intervals. So it took, figure 30 shots, 30 divided by 3, 10 shots each. 10 shots each in 10 minutes. Okay? By 8:15, we were monkeyed up. And we had Pink Floyd playing at some ridiculous volume coming out of my Cerwin Vega 15-inch woofer speakers. And somebody took the hat off the wall and decided to do a Mexican hat dance. And we did. And the guy downstairs, I can't tell you that part of the story. All right. I would like to tell you that part of the story, but I can't. It's just pretty disgusting. So he complained, and we told him we're not going to stop. It's Saturday night now. It's only 20 after 8, banging on the floor from downstairs, yelling up the balcony because the balconies were on the outside of the building, screaming, calling me up on the phone. I just told him to go fuck yourself, Mike. It's Saturday night, the night before Easter. We're partying. And that's what I told him. He called up the landlord. The landlord called me up. I told him to go fuck himself too. It's Saturday night. We're having a party. So they called the police. So now we're on the couch. There's 3 of us. There's the king of 99th Street. There's me, and there's a guy called Franny. His real name was Francisco. His father was a major distributor in the local neighborhood. I'll just leave it at that. Could distribute potato chips, right? So, but the king wanted a package, and I said, no packages. It's Easter. Nobody's getting high in my house on Easter. So he wanted a package, and he kept breaking my balls. So meanwhile, the only place to go to get a package is Brooklyn. You got to go to a door, what's called a door. Okay, so I'm getting ready to leave, but I don't have a license. It's 1990, and I didn't have a license. Had to be 87. Couldn't have been after that because I still didn't have a driver's license. So it had to be 87 because I bought my barge in 88. And when I bought my barge that week, I got a driver's license. Okay, so it's 1987. The 80s were a blur. And now we got to go to Brooklyn. It's only a mile and a half from the house. But it's a really, 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 really bad neighborhood. So I make sure I have a revolver that I put in, and I make sure there's bullets in the chamber. And I stick a revolver in my belly. And I got I have a semi-automatic underneath the pillow of the couch. But I said, we're not going to be gone long. We're not carrying money or nothing like that. I just need a little pea shooter. So I got this belly gun in underneath I have a license for the gun, and a permit, but that's besides the point. I just packed the gun, and up come the police outside. Now, the sliding glass doors are wide open. It's 9 foot of glass, and it's a 3-foot slider in the middle that slides over to the left with a view of the Manhattan skyline. And the police walk up the stairs, and they stand outside the door, and they says, "Is it all right if we come in?" I said, "Sure, come on in." And they go, we got a complaint about the noise. I'm going, "Yeah, probably." The music was still cranked up. I didn't crank it down. When they walked in, I did crank it down. But I laughed about the thing. I says, "It's 8:30 on a Saturday night, officer. It's my apartment. I live here. These are my friends. It's 8:30 on a Saturday night." And he goes, "Have you been drinking?" I says, I laughed at him. I said to him, "Not only have we been drinking, but we drank this entire bottle of tequila," and I held it up like it was some kind of godlike thing. "We drank this whole bottle of tequila, just the three of us, in 11 minutes. I was freaking hammered." And he didn't have a problem with that. And he goes, "Is there any drugs in here?" I says, "Do you see any drugs? Want to look around? Look around. Go into the bedroom. There's no drugs in this house, officer." So they didn't even check. And they left. He said, "Well, can you keep the music low?" I said, "Sure, we keep the music low." In fact, we were getting ready to go get a package. So, not for me, but for the king of 99th Street and his friend, Francisco. I'm monkeyed up. Now. I didn't give a flying shit. Police, no police, belly gun, no belly gun. I got permits for everything. So, but I do tell the king, I said, I don't have a license to drive a car. He goes, "No problem, I'll drive." And I'm going, okay. So he drives. He could drive, no problem driving. I mean, this guy is a professional alcoholic, professional drug addict, you name it. He's done more of it than anybody else on any given day, in any given hour. This guy was a mastermind when it came to handling drugs and alcohol. So we go to the door in Brooklyn. What you do is you knock on the door, boom, 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 and a little door. And I'm telling you, when I say a little door, I'm telling you a door this big, as big as that black thing. It opens up, and behind the door, it just goes like this, and it opens up. There's a little bar mechanism, a little rod that opens the door, and the door is 5 inches thick of steel. I don't know what's on the other side, probably steel and some steel bars and concrete, and I'm sure it's barred down like a barn. So the door opens up, and you tell the guy, you just put $20 in, or $40 in, or $60 in, and I would not do that shit because it was synthetic, and I would never do synthetic drugs. So but it got you high, but it just burned your nose. So the door opens up, and we're standing there because I got out of the car with him because this is really shitty neighborhood now. This is not not Forest Hills. We're in East New York, Brooklyn, at a door with money, and there's nothing but junkies and heroines and crack addicts around, and nothing in the neighborhood that's good. So you get $60 worth of this shit, and we go back to the car, and the police are right there on the corner. They are right there within, I don't know, 10 meters of where we're standing. They watch the whole thing. They don't give a flying shit. All they're doing is making sure nobody robs the white boys with money. All right, so we get in the car, and the king of 99th Street's driving back, and we're going down Linden Boulevard, and we see a police stop on Linden Boulevard. But it's by Linden Boulevard where South Conduit Avenue meets Linden Boulevard. But before that is the Lindenwood Diner. And there's a little street that goes down a hill on about a 30-degree incline. It's called The Hole, W-H-O-L-E. I had a house down there. I lived in a house down there for a while. It's kind of like a mafia type of warehouse area where you chop cars and heavy equipment gets chopped up down there. But that's where, and police don't go down there. They don't go down there. They're getting paid not to go down. And there's probably about 35 or 40 houses in the whole, or little garages. Police don't go down there. Auto squad doesn't go down there, look for cars. So I said, make a right into the hole because there's a way out the back. We go back into the beach. And he goes, I'm not drunk. I'm going to make a right into the hole. And I'm standing there telling the driver, make a right into the damn hole. We got product. We're drunk. Make a freaking right. Nah, I'm okay. So I take the stuff and I put it under a rag in the car I had. There was a hole in the floor about this big where it had rusted through. So the rag was over the hole and there was a mat over the rag. But I take the mat off the rag and I put the product under the rag, and in case they decide to search the car, I'm just going to slide my foot forward, let the product fall under the car. Hopefully that would fix the problem. So the King of 99th Street opens up the window. It didn't get to that. Okay, they didn't even search the car. So now the King of 99th Street opens up the window. How can I help you? Drunk as shit. You could tell he was drunk, slurring his. And the police officer said, "Sir, did you have anything to drink tonight?" And King of 99 said, "Yeah, I had a couple." That was it. The door was opened up. He was asked to get out of the car, which he did. They handcuffed him instantly. It took 15 seconds from the time, I had a couple, till the time they was cuffed. There were several police officers. Okay, so now he's handcuffed, and whoever was there in charge or not in charge, they said, "You guys wait right here. Don't go anywhere." So they take him back to the vehicle, and he had on a little gold chain, really like an inexpensive chain, a couple $100. And he had a wallet with his license in it, $20, something like that. And he had a switchblade knife, a real switchblade. So the police give me back the switchblade, the wallet, and the gold chain. And they said he'll be in Hoyt and Schermerhorn lockup. Freaking don't want to be in Hoyt and Schermerhorn lockup. Downtown Brooklyn. He'll be in downtown Brooklyn lockup. He'll be there till Tuesday. He's not getting out before Tuesday. There's a backup. Don't even go there Monday. He goes, go Tuesday. I said, no, all right. So they give back they give me the switchblade, the wallet, and the fella in charge says, have you been drinking? I said, damn, I'm drunken and shit, man. And he's worse than me. We drank a whole bottle we drank a whole 30-ounce bottle, 32-ounce bottle in 11 minutes just an hour ago. We are screwed up beyond, I can't drive. And the police officer says, wait here. So he goes, what's your name? So I can't tell him my name, okay, because I don't have a driver's license, and I want to drive. I want to go home. So I give him my brother's name, and I had the information, and they ran it. He has a clean license. So they come back and says, he goes, all right, let me see your driver's license. And I said, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have it with me. And he goes, why don't you have a driver's license with you? And I said, because I left my wallet in my pants, and the tugboat that I run went on a tow from New York Harbor to Maine. And he goes to me, really? So he goes, and you expect me to believe that? So I told him, you expect me to believe that you're a real police officer? Well, I didn't say it sarcastically. And he goes, wait, no. He goes, wait here. Because I had given him my name and my date of birth, and he ran that. Well, whoever was in charge, whatever it was, a lieutenant, I don't know, captain, whatever was there, comes back and he goes, wait till you hear this story. And the fellow in charge says, where is your driver's license? I said, it's in my pants, and my pants are on a tugboat that left New York Harbor yesterday and went to Maine towing some pylons for a bridge they're building up in Maine. And the whoever was the captain, he looks at the guy, he goes, give him a pass. I never heard that story before, never going to hear it again. This guy gets a free pass, let him go. So the guy tells me, okay, you can drive home. And I'm going, yep, well, I'll just wait here for a while. If you don't mind, I'll just pull over to the side of the road for a few hours. And he goes, no, drive home now. I'm going, what if I drive down the block and you pull me over? I'm drunk. He goes, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here now. So I left and I went home. So we finished the bottle and Franny went to work on the package. And now it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Franny's going to stay up all night making sure that package is taken care of. And the phone rings. And I'm going, who the hell is calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning? Well, apparently it was the king of 99th Street. And whatever he did, he got processed. He goes, come and bail me out. Now, this guy owed me $1,000. At this time, right now, that day, he owes me $1,000 that he hasn't paid me, and he robbed from me. I loaned him money, and he robbed it, never gave it back. He was my friend from 5 years old, but he still owes me $1,000. And I said, no, I can't come there now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm drunk. I need to get out of here. I says, what the fuck? Do I look like the A-Team to you? And I hung up. The A-Team was a show back in the 80s. I hung up. And that was it. So we didn't talk for years after that. So he lived across the street from my mother, directly across and 2 houses down. So on Tuesday afternoon, apparently he came home. But in jail, in the Tombs, that they call the Brooklyn Tombs, they stole his shoes, his sneakers, they left his socks, and they stole his flannel shirt, but they left his dungarees, and they stole his flannel shirt and his vest, and they left his pants. They left him a pants and a T-shirt, but no sneakers. And he only got out because he became friends with a black guy that knew another guy that knew a guy that knew him. And that guy's lawyer got him out. So I get a call that the king is home. So I'm at my mother's house. So I go to the king's house and I climb up the stairs to the king's house. And there's a railing at the top of the stairs so you don't fall over. And I had a lemon and I rolled the lemon across the floor. I knew where he sat. He sat in the king's, he called it the king's chamber, the throne. He sat, and that was across the room. And I rolled this lemon across the floor, and he went freaking nuts. Get the fuck. I guess he knew it was me somehow. Get out of my effing house, you son of a bitch. So what happened was Easter Sunday now comes, and for dinner in the jail, normal dinner is a cheese, 1 slice of cheese and 2 slices of bread. But on Easter is a special day. They got a half a cup of soda. So the Easter Sunday morning, I get up and I go to his son's house, his ex-wife's house, Easter dinner. And there's like 15, 16 people at the table, and they said, come on in, sit down, we're having dinner. I said, no, I'm going to my mother's house for dinner, but I want to let you know your dad's in jail. And his son goes, fuck him. Let him stay there. And I'm going, well, he told me to tell you that he's in jail and he wants you to get him out. Fuck him. He stole my fucking stash 2 weeks ago. Stole $5,000 from me. Fuck him. Let him rot. So I says, all right. So no one wanted to bail him out. So on Tuesday, he got out. I don't know how he got out. On his own recognizance. I never did. I didn't talk to me for 3 years. This is a guy I was friends with since I was 5. I never got my $1,000. He died not too long after that. I never got my $1,000, and that's my tequila story. That was his. I didn't drink tequila for probably 20 years after that. I don't remember drinking tequila until I lived in my house in Florida. So I'm going to go back. Well, he got stuck down in Hoyt and Schermerhorn. There's a jail right around Hoyt and Schermerhorn. It wasn't in the tombs of Rikers. That I remember. I don't know that the Hoyt and Schermerhorn was called the tombs. I know the tombs are in Rikers Island, but Hoyt and Schermerhorn was not where you want to be. Especially so. If, he missed dinner. He missed dinner Easter Eve, and for breakfast he had 1 slice of cheese and 2 slices of bread. The same for lunch, but for dinner they gave them a half a glass of soda. And I don't know what they got Monday. I never got an update on Monday's schedule. So let me go back to the videotape here, and I'm going to read the comments. Yeah, Warren. Well, that wouldn't work with me, Warren. I would never give up. I had the Social Security number down, and I had my brother had a ticket, and I told him I haven't had a ticket for 2.5 years, and I had the date of the ticket. So that wouldn't work with me. Okay, so Dave Hooper would like to find out the cost of living in the province area. Food, power, gas is 54 pesos a liter. So it's 216 pesos a gallon, a little bit more. Internet is 1,300 pesos per month. Standard internet, if you want to get Netflix, it's another 300 pesos. Food is the same price as it is in America or more money. Okay, most foods. You can ask for the food prices again on an individual basis when I get to the bottom of these. When I'm telling a story, I don't break my rhythm anymore when I'm telling a story. My stories are true, but they're complex, and I don't want people to miss any part of it. All right, well, Dennis says he pays $15 for 54 ounces, so that's 30 cents an ounce. So that's about what we're paying here for this. 8 ounces for 200 pesos. Yeah, we're paying about the same here for it, about the same. Yeah, the king was in many jails. He was in many jails. Well, Warren, we were on a mission, okay? It wasn't my idea, but it was my car, so I was with him. I personally, I hadn't drove drunk since the late 70s. I stopped drinking in the late 70s. By 1981, I didn't have a drop of liquor. I don't know, it was many, many years, several years, 4 years, and I got drunk less than 10 times in the next 30 years after I stopped. The penalty for his alcohol arrest for drinking and driving in '87 was next to nothing, a couple $100 fine. Now it's $15,000 to get stopped under the influence of marijuana or alcohol or non-prescription drugs. It's $15,000 in America now for in New York. But all things considered, you have to pay $5,000 for a fine, $3,000 for a lawyer. Your insurance goes up 100% sometimes, and you have to go to driving school. You have to pay for that, and you have to You have to do a lot of stuff. It's about $15,000, and you have to pay court costs. I don't know what it is, but back then it was a couple of $100. All right, so if somebody has... All right, so if someone has a particular question about a particular price of an item, like the man asked me for the price of diesel fuel is 45 pesos per liter, 47 in the city. And when I got to Bohol, 23 pesos, I think it was. So it doubled the price of diesel fuel, and the price of gasoline has more than doubled in 5 years. So those are that's a big expense. We have 11 kilo canisters of natural gas or propane gas. They're $27 per container, and they used to be 14. So that doubled. Pretty much hydrocarbon fuels have doubled in 5 years. I'm not an expert because I don't buy fuel. I buy diesel fuel. In the Philippines, I guess you're asking. Oh, a minor issue with police is, I don't know. I don't know. It would be less than $100. I mean, $100, they just go talk to somebody and you're out. To give you, for instance, if you break the law here, you can go to jail for jaywalking, but they prefer that you pay the ticket in the street when they give you the ticket. That's 200 pesos. If you don't have any money, you're going to jail. So I don't know how much it would be to get out, but for 200 pesos, $4, you'll go to jail. But the officer will give you the ticket and a receipt, and you give him 200 pesos and you go home. I don't know about speeding tickets. I don't know about moving violations. It doesn't seem to be many moving violations unless you're in an accident. If you don't have lights, they don't, if you have no lights, none at all, no brake lights, no headlights, no blinkers, nothing, and the police see you driving down the block at night, they're probably not going to bother you. They just don't care. The laws exist to have lights. They just don't adhere to the laws. I don't know anybody that's ever got a moving violation. All right. So if you have another question, thank you, Scott. Yeah, the streams did seem to close. Damn, I just lost all my comments. Damn it. I wish they wouldn't do that. I lost my ability to go up to the top of the page. So if I missed comments, I can't help you. Okay, Dennis Adam, do they trash pickup in the town? That's a freaking thorn in my side, I gotta tell you. They don't pick up trash where I live. Now, when I moved here 5 years ago, they picked up trash. But now, the prick that drives the trash truck decided that people don't give him enough money to come down this block. So they don't come down this block at all anymore. In other words, on Christmas, he was looking for, he said, what about my pasalubong? This is 3 years ago. I didn't have this place that I have now, and it was in a different area anyway. And I said, well, you got to talk to the landlord. He goes, well, you know, it's normal for the foreigners to give pasalubong I go, hey, it's not my problem, buddy. You only pick up my trash. You have a job. You work for the city. You have a truck. You have gasoline. You probably, I'm thinking he probably steals half the gas that doesn't go in the truck, goes in his own car. He's got a uniform. He has benefits, medical and dental, and you want free gifts on Christmas? Go fuck yourself. And he never came back down the block. I didn't tell him to go fuck himself, but the landlord said to me, what did he want? How much did he want for Pasalubong? I said, how do I know? That's not my business. And that was it. Never saw him again. And I did see him again. One of the neighbors had a bunch of trash they wanted him to pick up, and he wouldn't pick it up. It was in black trash bags and everything. He said, you have to separate it because there was bottles. There was a big party, and the landlord wasn't going to separate it, and he didn't pick up the trash because it wasn't separated. And he never came back. The trash sat there for about a week, and then the landlord took it to their house and burnt it. David Newhouse, we'll get to that in a minute. Large shrimps. Those shrimps that you see, the jumbo shrimps you see in my video, are 3,000 pesos per kilo when you go into a restaurant. So that's $60 a kilo or $30 a pound. And there's about just over two shrimp. So one of those large shrimp cost about $6 at a restaurant, $7. At the fish market, Daisy, do you remember how much the big shrimps were? Did you ever know?
I don't know.
She doesn't know. Okay, I would think, judging from lobsters were 3,500 pesos per kilo at the restaurant, but at the market you can get lobsters for about 2,000 pesos per kilo. So I'm thinking the shrimp is about the same. So probably shrimp is 1,500 pesos per kilo or $15 a pound. So I guess one of those shrimps cost about, if it's 2,000 pesos for a kilo, it's 1,000 pesos for a pound. I guess one of those shrimps is about 400 pesos at the fresh market, fresh fish. But the thing of those shrimp in the town, the shrimp sits there for 6 or 7 hours, and then they freeze that water. They freeze the shrimp. Some of those shrimps have been frozen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I would never buy shrimp dinner at one of those restaurants. It's been, maybe you get lucky and have one time. You're never getting fresh shrimp off the boat. It ain't never going to happen. It's all frozen, and I don't eat frozen seafood. But $4 at the market for one of those big shrimp, and $6 at the restaurant. David Newhouse says, I hate the word Pasalubong. Makes my blood boil every time I hear that saying that shit. So I feel the same way. Pasalubong, what did you do for me? I tell him, are you my family? What did you buy me for my birthday? You didn't get me anything for Christmas. Who are you to me? Why would I give you Pasalubong? For what reason? Daisy gets Pasalubong. My Akong Babae gets Pasalubong. That's it. And it irritates them, and they laugh and they walk away. They tried. But some of them are serious. And I'm serious too. Take a fucking walk. All right, so I don't see any other particular prices. So it's 12:30 now. If I don't get a couple of comments asking me prices, I'm going to end the live stream and I'm going to relax. Because I started early this morning. Okay, so Scott says they just call it a gift. Yeah, okay, Pasalubong is a free gift to somebody that you never even fucking met before, and they're asking you for Pasalubong. This is why I tell people when you come to the Philippines and you live on a block and you're walking around to the beach or to the stores, where say hello, smile, and keep walking. As soon as you take the time and effort to stop, almost every time they are going to ask you for pasalubong. Where's my gift? The week, 10 days before Christmas and between Christmas and New Year's, it's a fucking nightmare walking down the block or anywhere in the city. Every single person you meet, every Filipino asks you, where is my pasalubong for Christmas, or where is my pasalubong for New Year's? Every single person. All right. 60% of all the people you meet. If you stop to talk to them, they say, do you have pasalubong for me? It's like, what the fuck? Who are you? You could give away $1 million and they wouldn't give you a fucking piece of bread 2 weeks later. So just keep your money in your pocket, smile, say hello. They're not going to take anything from you. They're not going to be upset. It's just a ploy to get some money. But don't start giving out pasalubong on your block. I made that mistake. It's now 4 years since I stopped giving out candy. And sometimes I see people nearby asking me for candy. Still, do you have any candy? No, I don't eat candy anymore. The King stories. Dave Hooper says, so David Newhouse lives here and Scott's going to be coming here. And Dave Hooper also agrees. Just smile, just go down the block, say hello to. When I stop, Daisy goes, "Ugh!" Like, what are you doing? Don't stop. Let's go. We're in a hurry. I never told her to say that. She knows where it's going to end up. She knows that within minutes of, they're going to say stop and say hello. They want you to play cards. They want you to play dominoes. And they're really good domino players. Don't play dominoes for money with Filipinos. You're not going to win. I don't know how many bricks you get, but they'll have a stack this wide, and they'll know exactly, bang, 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 bang. They're like the Chinese. Don't play dominoes for money with Filipinos. You're going to lose. But don't play with them at all, because as soon as you sit down, one of them's going to ask you for a loan and embarrass you into giving him money, or you're going to embarrass him by telling him, I have to go, we're not friends. Because they're going to go, aren't you my friend? I thought we were friends. And I am a different type of person. I said, what did you buy me for Christmas? Where is my gift for Christmas? What did you get Daisy for her birthday? Are we friends or are we neighbors? I tell them like it is. But I got a different personality, and there was at one time 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, an issue. And when I corrected that issue and what everybody involved, everybody knew that, okay, that Mike's a nice guy. And that was it. All right, so if anybody else has a question about prices, I'll be happy to answer it. Oh. Okay, we're talking about food prices. We're going to stay on topic today. Okay, we're going to try to stay on topic when I start to do these live streams. I find I told you the tequila story because it was just one of a few tequila stories. I might tell you another tequila story where basically I did not have a driver's license. If that was 1987 and might have been 86 or 85, I don't remember. If it was 87, well, prior to me getting a driver's license, legit driver's license in the state of Michigan in Traverse City. Prior to that, I don't think I had a driver's license for 11 years in New York City. I couldn't because I had 6 outstanding tickets for moving violations. And then I got 3 more moving violations for blowing a red light on the same day from the same cop. It was a series of lights synced up, and apparently he says I went through 3 red lights and I went through 3 yellows. So I had 9 moving violations. That's a story for another day. So if nobody else has a question, I'm going to say good afternoon. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to try to stick on topic. If I decide to talk about the number 2s, that'll be what I talk about that day. But right now we're talking about food prices. So I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to ask for their favorite food and the price. And if I can help you with that, I will. Okay, I don't see anything. I'm going to wait. I'll wait another minute. In the meantime, I'm going to get some water and just exercise my feet a little bit. This is what happened from the injury when I fell off the platform in the pizzeria. This is what my hand looks like now. Okay, so I don't know what, I'm going to try to get the right light. Okay, this is the injury to my left hand, where I was sitting in a restaurant with a 3-foot platform on a chair, and the chair was backed up against the edge of the platform, and there was no railing and no guard at the edge of the platform. And I backed up the chair, and I literally fell down 3 feet, bouncing off of 2 steps into the gutter of the street. Monkeyed me up pretty good. I also got a small injury on my scalp. And I'm not happy about that. The owner didn't even have the courtesy to say, "Are you hurt?" When I told him, "Did you hear that I fell down the steps?" This is what he said: "You're the first person to ever fall down, Michael," which is a total fucking lie. Expect to be lied to with a fucking smile on you. And this guy's Italian. He's the guy I was making the videos for. Who there are no longer any videos on YouTube. I took them all down. I fell off his fucking worthless platform. I could have been killed or maimed or had broken bones or cracked my head open, and the motherfucker didn't even ask if I was okay. He said instead, "You're the first person that ever fell down the stairs." Big lawsuit in Clark Henderson. I was going to send you a mail today. I'll tell you, yeah, big lawsuit in America. Yeah, most of the moving violations I got was driving through Manhattan, and they were what they call phantom tickets. I wasn't there. I was in Manhattan, but I didn't do what they said I did, and they didn't hand me a ticket. They just took my plate down. I was parked in Manhattan to go to a doctor for a leg surgery, and they took off my license plate, and for 2 months they gave me tickets for moving violations that I wasn't in Manhattan, moving in that area, not on that block. I used to come over to Whitestone Bridge from the top of Manhattan, head through Harlem, and come down and get off at 92nd Street. But Clark, I wanted to tell you, my foot is doing much better. We stopped using the Flamicarium. We went over to a product called, this is the closest they have to Neosporin, Mupirocin comes in a little tube, and I put that on for the last 2 days. Thanks, Pat. I took this product and I put this on for the last 2 days, and the wound is drying up at a tremendous rate, and it's closing in from the inside of the arch of the foot. It's closing in. Okay, so that, but Daisy went to, how many pharmacies did you go to for the Neosporin, Daisy?
5.
Five pharmacies. Okay, so thank you for your assistance. It's I was going to actually make a video of it the next time I undressed it, but yesterday it was raining, so I didn't undress it. I did undress it, but not outside in the rain. I wanted to show you in daylight. So thank you, Clark. Next time I make a video, a couple of days, I'll get back to you with that. So moving back to the Philippines, the owner of the restaurant, I told this story in another video, and I'm going to tell this story till I die, okay? Long story short, we were in a restaurant with some relatively famous man. Any single body, any person over the age of 40. All right, Clark, thank you. Clark Henderson has helped me as he's a surgeon in America. He has helped me more over the internet with internet instructions. Nothing any Philippines doctor said or did or gave me worked. And it's now 34 days, and my foot is healing more in 34 days than it did in the last 5 months. We'll see how that goes. There's no pain at all. I got your message about the 2 veins, if there was an infection. None of that. The skin is not even sensitive around the outside of the wound. I think the Flamicerium was keeping the wound from drying up and healing. Daisy was insisting that I stop putting medicine on the wound. It's not getting a chance to dry. And then once you gave me those instructions last week, I followed them, and she's happy. I'm happy. My wound is getting better. Okay, so thank you again. I can't tell you how much thank you. We'll talk on the phone one day. So I'm going to get back. So the fella that owned the restaurant, the girls, the whole waitress staff, the whole hotel, the whole restaurant staff all saw me fall off. All right, Clark. All saw me fall. They all heard it. I was laying in the street. I had to be picked up because I was in a semi-state of shock where you don't feel anything, but you know you're hurt. If you feel something 5 seconds after you fall, it's serious. And my wrist was not able to open and close. So when I put my hand down on the sidewalk to push myself up, I could not. So the 2 tricycle drivers and a motorcycle driver picked me up and said, this happens all the time. They knew who I was, and they said, this happens all the time, Michael. And they already knew who I was. I'm here 5 years. Everybody knows my name. Plus, I wear the shirt with the name on the back of the shirt. But either way, the fellow, the famous man who I took out for dinner, whose name I don't mention, he didn't like the pizza there. I liked the pizza there. He didn't like it. I said, let's go to your favorite restaurant. Fuck this. Give me a bill. When I got the bill, I backed up my chair and to pay the bill, and I fell off the platform. It's 3 feet high. Now it's 2 steps, 1 foot high. So the first step is a foot away, and then the second step is another foot down, and then another foot. So it's 3 feet to the street, and that's what I rolled off of. Okay? It hurt. Everybody knew it happened. Now, you're not going to tell me they didn't tell the owner. So we go to this new restaurant. We have great pizza, Giuseppe's Pizzeria, and Giuseppe's Pizzeria, and some sort of roast, goat roast or something like that. Giuseppe's Pizzeria. It's in the description box of the pizza video I posted. Okay, so I go back, and so we eat dinner and we get a tricycle home. And I said, stop at across the street, stop at Noah's. I want to talk to the owner. And he's there. And I said, Max, did you hear that I fell down in your... No, I didn't hear about that. When did that happen? I said, an hour ago. No, I said, look, see my wrist? My wrist at this point was this big. My wrist over here was this big, about the same, about a half an inch. And it wasn't black and blue yet. That didn't happen until this morning. So that was Thursday night, and today is Monday. Took 4 days for the blood vessels to the wound to rise up to the top. Had a black and blue yesterday on my wrist in this area, the dark one, but nothing else. But today I woke up and this is what I'm looking at. And it's a lot darker in real life than it is on the camera. So he said to me, I said to him, that's fucking lie, dude. Okay. I mean, I know he's lying to me. I said, nobody told you? I didn't say it's a fucking lie. I said, nobody told you? He goes, no. So there's 2 girls there like cowering because they're by the cash register and we're standing by the cash register. Clark says bone density is likely very high. Otherwise, you would have broken bones. No osteoporosis or osteopsoriasis, which is good news. All right. Well, thank you for that. Let me see if I could read those 2 words. Clark Henderson said, bone density is likely very high. Otherwise, you would have broken bones. No No osteopenia or osteoporosis, which is good news. Thank you. Right? Amazing. A whole nother world, the world of medicine. Thank you, Clark. I did a good job, Warren. So the girls were standing literally 30 inches from where we were, and they could hear the conversation, but they were looking in the other direction. So I said to the girls, did you tell them that I fell? And they wouldn't look at me. I walked in front of their faces, and I directed them to go over to the owner. I said, stand over there. I posed it as a direct order because they weren't going to do it on their own. And they did. And I said, now tell them that I fell off the balcony. Is that true? And all they would do was shake their head. One said yes in a muttered voice. And I said, thank you. And they walked away. So now he knows. And at the same time, I had him feel my wrist and at the time, my upper wrist was swollen, not my lower wrist. But this thumb was up ½ inch. So this is only an hour later. And I had no strength at all. I told him I can't even pick up a bottle. Okay. I can't even pick up a bottle. I couldn't reach into my pocket to get my glasses to look at the bill. And this prick didn't even offer me to, he didn't say, are you hurt? He just said that's the first time it ever happened. Meanwhile, the tricycle and the hobble motorcycle drivers that picked me up, along with 7 or 8 people that I fell into a crowd on the street, they all helped me. Everybody grabbed a little piece of Michael Fazio and picked me up. And, you know, from under the arm, they didn't know if I needed ambulance. I didn't know if my back was broke. They knew nothing about it. They saw me fall, though, because the chair went over with me. And all the prick said was, it's the first time it ever happened. When that sentence was done, I said to myself, this is the last fucking time I'm going into this guy's restaurant, and I'm pulling all my videos down. I shook his hand, so not to argue with him, and I said, goodbye. You'll never see me again. And he said, goodbye. And that's it. That's what he said, goodbye. I got home. I pulled all the videos down. I put the video up at Giuseppe's, which I made mention, but I didn't talk about the accident. And that fucking guy, I must have sent 200 people to his restaurant from my videos. 3,700 views in 5 weeks on some of those videos. And he never offered me so much as a soda. Get used to that. It's called living in the Philippines. And he owns an Italian restaurant, and he's Italian, and he did that to me. It's the Philippines way. Scott Del Fuego, everyone wants a piece of the... Okay, so thanks, Scott. Clark Henderson. Bruising from intense impact takes several days to show purple blood pooling. It takes 2 weeks to disappear, and you will see a rainbow of colors. Oh, yeah. I should show you my injury from when I fell off the ladder and I landed on the tooth of the machine. It's black. Then it turned purple, then blue, then green, then orange, then yellow, then black again. I will, next time I have videos of it also. It's the most amazing thing. One entire cheek of my ass is just straight black. There's no color at all. It's just black, purple. Okay, so Scott hid somebody. Yeah, so I took down, I don't know, I think it was 8 videos. I just made a mass search for anything that said pizza in it and Alona Beach. Bang, clicked them all off, and I deleted them. And the funny thing is that man never even offered me a soda, and I'll tell you the rest of the story. Yes, Clark remembers that. I'm sure you do, Clark. You're a surgeon. You probably remember. You have that thing inside your head like I do. I kind of remember everything that's important to me in life, and things that aren't important, they stay in my mind for about 15 seconds. So thank you, Clark. So the second part of that story is in that pizzeria, who I brought 200 people to, at least, I ordered a pie to go, and I ordered a cup of cheese and a cup of hot sauce. This is what it looks like. So the hot sauce comes in, it's about half full up to the top, and the Parmesan cheese comes in, it's about half full. Because a takeout box should have a bigger pie in it. So the pies were advertised as 13-inch pies. So the boxes are 13-inch boxes. Never did a pie ever fill up the box. Never happened. Okay. They said they shrink. So, so we went out Thursday night. So we went out Sunday night before that, and the Sunday night before that was Saturday night. 2 times ago, I ordered a takeout pie. And I worked in pizzerias from the time I was 13 and a half, 14 years old, till I was 22. Scrubbing floors, cleaning wooden floorboards, taking out the garbage, and I got free food. So mostly I worked in the pizzeria because I could eat anything I want while I was cleaning the floorboards or the kitchen. I just tell the cook, make me a chicken cutlet Parmesan. I got free food. Nobody else got free food. Nobody could have chicken cutlet Parmesan. They could have meatballs, but not chicken cutlet or veal cutlet Parmesan. Vinny Cerrone loved me. I was the hardest worker in the restaurant. I would tell the chef to make me shrimp Parmesan, and they'd make it. Vinny would come in the back and say, "What are you doing?" I'm saying, "I'm having dinner." I was like 17 years old that was when I was driving and cleaning the kitchen. See, the drivers just drove pizza, but I did driving, and then I told Vinny, I'll clean the kitchen too, which means like pick up the garbage pail next to the sink, which usually weighed 100 pounds plus. With 2 guys used to hump it out. I used to hump it out like this for exercise because I was wrestling still when I was 17 in high school. So digressing back, I know how pies are made. So the to-go pie should be bigger than the table pie, because the table pie, the to-go pie, it needs a box, and if they ask for cheese and sauce, that's the additional cost. But if they don't ask for it, they give them nothing. They give them a box with pizza in it. But they charge the same price as a table pie. So a table pie is smaller because you have to pay, the restaurant has to pay for napkins. They have to clean the table after each use. They have to clean the fork. They have to clean the knife. They have to restock the salt. They have to restock the pepper. They have to restock the garlic salt. They also have to give you a glass for clean water, and then they have to clean the glass. So there are 9 of 12 things that are done at a table that are not done for a to-go pie. So to-go pies we always made bigger. Well, I get a pie and it's in a 14-inch box, but the pie is only 9.5 inches in diameter. This is Noah's Pizza, and I could feel the pie slipping around, and I didn't hear these containers that I asked for hot sauce and cheese. And Clark, it's a freaking nightmare living here. I mean, when you order a pizza pie, so what they did, Clark, is they put this pie in the box with no container of cheese or sauce, and they put a ribbon around it, to-go ribbon, and they handed it to me. And I'm going, what the hell is in here? I open up the box, it's a 9.5-inch pie. Open up the box, and I pull the ribbon off. I said to the girl, come over here, look at this. What is this? It's a pie, sir. I'm going, but it's only like a 9.5-inch pie. Maybe it was 10 inches. It wasn't more than that. So we went from a 13-inch pie to a 10-inch pie, which is 45% less pie. And they're charging me the same price, and they didn't give me sauce or cheese. So I said to the girl, and you're going to charge me for this? She goes, yes, sir. I said, how much? She goes, it's 400. And that was a pie with anchovies. Anchovy pie was $4.60. That's $9. $9 for a 9-inch pie, 10-inch pie in the Philippines. That's ludicrous. Get the owner. So Max comes over. And I said, Max, what is this? Because he's a pie man. He owns a pizzeria. He's a pie man. Every pie man knows some places they make 12-inch pies, they make 14-inch pies, they make 18-inch pies, they make 22-inch pies. That's about limitation of flipping dough. And they have a mark somewhere on their bench how big the pie should be. That's just a mark, or they know. A good pie man knows without looking at it. They did it 30,000 times. He goes, it's a pie. I'm going, but it's a small, look at the size of the pie. He goes, it's a 14-inch box, Michael. It makes it look smaller. So I said, get a ruler. Get a ruler. He closes the box. I started putting my thumb in the box because I know my thumb is like an inch and an eighth thick. So I know my thumb is an inch and an eighth thick. It was 10 inches. I already done that. It was 9.5 inches. He closes the box. He goes, all right, we'll make you another pie. And what does the guy do? Makes me a 12-inch pie next time. And he brings the pie over like he's presenting me some kind of fucking royal crown. And he goes, is this better? And I looked in the box. I said, yeah, okay. And I paid full price for a 12-inch pie, not a 13-inch pie. And I swore I would never go back there. And not only did I go back there, but I brought people there. And then I fell. Okay? This is the fucking Philippines. And this was an Italian restaurant owner called Noah's Pizza in Alona Beach. And this is how he treated a steady customer for 5 years. I've been going in there ordering takeout pies for 5 years. Standard operating procedure in the Philippines. So I can't tell you, I can show you, Clark, if you want to stick around. If you're still here, I could open up that. No, I can't. Well, yeah, I think I can. I think I can open up that picture. Let's go to my computer, and then let's go to my desktop. I think I have this in my desktop. I'll show you the picture of my leg. It's pretty interesting. Low resolution thumbnails. It doesn't do justice to the injury itself. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom. I think it's at the bottom. There's a lot of pictures of it. And I have 1,000 pit. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this one's with butt crack. This one is without butt crack. There it is. This is the color and the all right, so just wait, let me make sure. Yeah, David, he's going to lose 100 or 200 people a month from my videos alone. So this is what this is not my butt crack. This is where the tooth of the machine opened up the skin of my buttocks. And this injury went down my leg halfway to my knee, black and blue or purple or black, and up to where my lower spine. So that's what it looked like a few days after the injury, because Daisy had to help me get in and out of the bed at that point. So, and that was because of a poorly manufactured, cheap piece of shit Chinese ladder in the Philippines. The ladder had what's called dogs in it, and the dogs lock like little teeth. Well, from me being on top of the ladder, greasing the top of the boom, the dog should have stayed in, but they're on V's. It's hard to describe it, but it's a V-shaped dog. What does it call the dog? And what happened was the V's, from flexing the ladder, worked their way out to the top. I mean, I was up on that ladder for 35, 40 minutes. And each time the ladder vibrated forward or back or sideways, the dogs walked out of each other, out of the gears of the teeth, and then the ladder collapsed out from underneath me, and I fell on the tooth of the backhoe. Yes, it was a fake little giant ladder, some piece of shit. I have wood on each side, and I have string holding. I have a full 1x3 inch on each side of the ladder, and it's tied off in between each rung. The ladder no longer folds. It's a vertical ladder. It's strong enough to go up and down. I would never use it as a folding ladder again, or trust it in the straight position. I have sticks on either side. I have the little giant ladder I have. It was $600 in 2005 dollars. Okay, so I don't know what it costs now. It might be the same. I can pick it up and move it around, but it goes up 14 feet. I would say it's 6'6" with 6-foot extensions. So I can work on something 14 feet high. Yeah, I have one. You'll be seeing that in a few months when I go back to work. So they were expensive, but it was worth every penny of it. It has a base that's damn near, I guess the base on the Little Giant is 32 inches. It also has the step that you can lock into the step and stand on the step. It locks into the ladder. It's a nice ladder. So does anybody else have any questions about the Philippines? Because I'm going to tell you, it's not like living in America. You know, I was on a jeepney going to the city. It's going back, could be a year ago. I don't keep track of it. The jeepney made a left-hand turn, and a motorcycle with his girlfriend, no helmets, hit the side of the jeepney, bounced off, and rolled. The motorcycle driver and the girl got up. The jeepney stopped. It was a good, solid crash. It happened 3 feet up from where I was sitting. I heard it, and I saw it happen. I saw the motorcycle bounce off. The jeepney driver said, "Are you okay?" The motorcycle driver said, "I'm okay." The girl said, "I'm okay," and everybody left. No paperwork, no insurance, no suing, no police, no nothing. Things are different here. And even if you sued the Filipino who owned the public transportation jeepney, chances are, okay, Scott, thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. Maybe I'll give you a call before my live stream tomorrow. Do I believe eating too much MSG is making them stupid? Something is making these people dumber than rocks. Something is making them to where you're talking to them about a subject matter, something they asked you a question about, like, what's it like living in New York City? They'll ask you that question and you'll say, well, there's lots of very tall buildings, taller than anything you see in Bohol, and there's a lot of cars, and there are 9 million people, and out of nowhere, they will ask you, do you have a wife? I mean, you're not even done with the second sentence of your description, and they don't say, excuse me. They don't say, not to change the subject, but I'd like to ask you a different. They ask you a question, what it's like to live in New York City. That would take a month of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of verbiage. It would take a month to accomplish to answer that question. But to give them a brief synopsis, their attention span is 30 to 45 seconds. And the next thing, 45 seconds later, they'll ask you, do you have a wife? Are you married? What the hell where is the connection? There isn't any connection. The connection is their attention span is 45 seconds, and that's it. Now, as far as what's causing it, David Newhouse, I don't know what's causing it. I can't eat any food here in the Philippines, nothing. If I had ketchup, my ankles go from about 12 inches or 11 and a half inches to 13 and a half inches in 5 minutes. If I eat a 6-ounce bag of potato chips, if Daisy and I split a 6-ounce bag of potato chips, in 5 minutes, my ankles swell from 11 and a half inches to 13 and a half inches. So swelled up, it feels like I have a too tight boot on. That's how much water goes into my ankles. If I eat ketchup, mustard, I'm okay with. Soy sauce, a half of a teaspoon of soy sauce in 15 minutes, same thing, half a teaspoon. I cannot eat soy sauce. Okay, so Clark Henderson is going to tell us what this is. Okay, so Clark is saying it's a situational awareness or educational thing where, being that their parents can't, the Filipino parents of the children of today, like the children of today, I'm talking about, 17 to 30 years old. Their parents had no education. Therefore, attention spans or concentration or focus was not taught by their parents or by their teachers. Because I would say 90% of people over the age of 30 years old have no education at all. Maybe they never went to school at all. They may know how to speak English, but they have no education. There are places here where the people just didn't go to school 25, 30 years ago. They just didn't have schools. We have a blackout. Okay, that's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is thank you so much, Scott and David, Slim Jim, short attention span, whatever it is. Slim Jim, I make note of this every time I talk about the Filipino mentality. You cannot ask multiple questions in one sentence, and you cannot speak about multiple topics while explaining something. A conversation with a Filipino has to be good morning, and then you wait for them to reply good morning. And then you can say, how are you doing? And they say, I'm doing fine. How are you? And then you answer, I'm fine. And then you say, I'd like to ask you a question. Then stop. Then wait for them to say, yes, ask me the question. Then say to them, what time are you going to eat lunch? And they will say, then stop and wait for the answer. And then they'll say, we're leaving early at 11:30. And you say, okay, I'll be back at 1 o'clock. You cannot accomplish this in one sentence like we do in America. It will take a few minutes to let them know you're coming in after their lunch is going to be finished. So a typical sentence would have been, okay, look, what time are you going for lunch? Because I'm not going to be back until 1:30. Good morning. Well, good morning. Look, I'm not going to be here. What time are you going for lunch? I'll be back at 1:30. Something with three pieces of information in a sentence, not going to get an answer. You're going to get a hello. That's what you're going to get, a hello. They didn't hear anything. They heard nothing. Or they picked out lunch, and the answer to your question is, yes, we're going to eat lunch today. Of course you're going to eat lunch today. What time? All in the first sentence. You're not getting an answer to your question. They don't understand English. Don't ever make the mistake to believe Filipinos understand English. They hear it, and what they do is they pick out a key word of the sentence, which is what they can do. That's all they can do. And they answer the key word. So from a question or statement that has three functions inside the sentence or three subject matters, you might get a reference to one of the subject matters, like, what time are you going to eat lunch? Because I won't be back until 1:30, and I want to pay everybody today. And they'll say, yes, we're going to eat lunch. Had nothing to do with what you said. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. They can't comprehend three thoughts in a sentence. Just the way it is here in the film. And that goes for everybody except police officers. I have always had a good conversation with a police officer. You can talk in multiple concepts to a police officer. You can do the same with most people at the immigration office. Not all, most. The people in charge of immigration, you have no problem with. Forget about talking to anybody under the age of 22 or 25, because that's all they hire in the malls. Forget about asking them anything. Typically, they don't even know something simple. You're in a store that sells Christmas lights, and you want to buy Christmas lights, and that store sells Christmas lights, but it's in a different section of a big department store. They don't know where the Christmas lights are. Or if it's on another floor, like you want to go to the sporting goods store in the ICM mall, and you're on the floor that sells, I don't know what, household goods in the ICM, same name brand. So household goods are on the top floor, and on the third floor, and sporting goods is on the fourth floor. So you ask them where the sporting goods store, they don't know. They don't know. They work in the store. How long have you worked here? A year. They don't know the floor above or below. They're not trained like we are in America. Don't expect to come here and expect American values and American understandings. They just don't have it. Okay, David, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you as well, and Clark, because we have a blackout here. What my computer is running on is a battery backup. Here, this is a perfect example. Of course. If my wife was like that, I would never have married her. My wife has never committed tampo. I would never tolerate that juvenile attitude. I have freaking zero tolerance for that, Clark. I don't want to say I have zero tolerance for it. None. Zero. Okay. Just pack and go. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be okay. I have no tolerance for that shit. Yeah, there's lots of stuff you can't buy here, Slim Jim. But getting back to Clark's statement, I have zero tolerance for it. Zero. It's okay. It's okay. Just let me know when, and not a problem. And with an attitude like that, we've overcome a lot. It happened. Even it happens for 10 minutes. Nope, not going to happen. It's not going to stay. We're not staying in that mode, Clark. Not going to happen. I refuse to allow that to happen. I never did in my entire life since I was born. I never allowed anybody to do that. You don't like it? The door. There's the door. And that's it. That's the bottom line. Okay, that's the difference. So let me tell you one more little story. If you want to come to the Philippines, Slim Jim, if you're coming here, you need to bring, if you're going to live here, you need to bring a power converter from 220 to 110. I suggest you get your power converter from Diamond, Diamond. Diamond, look up Diamond power converters and buy the 10,000 watt. Yeah, that's right. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way. I swear to you, 5 minutes of that bullshit and I'm over it. Slim Jim, I suggest you bring a power converter, a Diamond power converter. They're $359 for a 10,000 watt. And then you can bring all your 110 gadgets and it'll run table saws, bench saws, grinders, drills, blenders, everything. Okay. All right, good then. Well, anybody else listening? So I wanted to buy a battery backup when I moved to the Philippines, and they didn't even have a battery backup until 6 months ago. 6 months ago. 6 months ago. And they have now the battery backup lasts me about 17 minutes. So my computer is about to go dead. We still have a blackout. So I'm going to have to say goodbye. Clark, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your help. Thank you, everybody else. I had a great day. I hope you did. And you know what? In my typical live streams, if you come up with a question about some cost in the Philippines, or if you need to have a cost on something that's, a general piece of information, you can interrupt my live stream for a cost analysis of something. You're welcome to do that. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. And God day, say, Daisy, come on over here. Say goodbye, please. Okay. Daisy's on her way over. We'll wait that long. If it doesn't shut off before she gets here, she's going to say hello. Right, honey?
Yeah.
All righty.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Clark, now that Daisy's here, I'm not going to talk behind Daisy's back. How much do I like Tampo?
I like it so much.
How much do I like it?
Goodbye now.
How much Tell Clark so he doesn't. I don't make a liar out of myself. How much do I put up with that? She's 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I have a tolerance. It takes me 10 seconds to think of the next thing I'm going to say. It's not always a good thing. But I love Daisy, and we've always worked it out. But the tempo thing, nope, not allowed. Right, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's no joke. I don't lie about anything. I swear. I have a tolerance. That might be my tolerance. And anyway, God day to everybody from Michael Fazio and
Daisy May
in the Philippines, baby. Yeah, that's right. God bless everybody. So I'll now that I said goodbye, if anybody's still here and they have questions, I just wanted to make it official. I'll still answer anybody's question, but what's going to happen at some point, the computer is just going to go off. And Daisy, I need more water, please. 3 bottles today. Yeah, no, doesn't have to be Boog now. Couldn't be Enid. Okay, Warren, I'm going to stay on until the computer fails, until the stream fails. So anybody have a question? Okay, thanks, Warren. You know, Warren, Clark Henderson, I don't know if you two guys, okay, wait a sec. Clark Henderson, what is in the water is something called anise. It's a little spice that tastes like licorice, and it comes for 10 pesos for 10 grams. 10 pesos for 10 grams. What? 25 grams? Oh, okay. It's 10 pesos for 25 grams. And you put these little spices in the water, and it lasts for a month. It kills the bacteria in the water. So you could drink out of the same bottle for a month, and it'll never smell funny. 100% bacteria. And if you look it up online, I discovered it by accident. If you look it up online, it says that that's one of the qualities of the anise, that it kills bacteria in the water, and it kills bacteria in your stomach. Like the same way it kills bacteria in your stomach is the same way that acidophilus with the lactobacillia kills eats up oil. Well, this kills bacteria, negative bacteria in your stomach. But I wanted to introduce you to Warren H. And Warren H. has a particular type of cancer, and he's going underneath. He's experiencing cancer treatment now with sound therapy. Warren, could you tell Clark what you're experiencing as far as therapy? And if Clark was generous enough to answer your question, I don't like to ask Clark Henderson to do this, but Warren is he's such a great guy, Clark. You've seen him here every time on every stream, and the least I can do is ask the question if you could suggest a different type of therapy, because Warren is now going in and having some sort of